Welcome to Miss Scarlett. Subscribe and don't miss out on Patreon. Have fun! Gyro stared at the invitation in his hand, the elegant script announcing the engagement of his best friend, Elena, to her longtime partner, Marcus. The party was set for a cozy venue downtown, a rooftop garden strung with fairy lights and filled with the laughter of close friends and family. At 25, Gyro had known Elena since college, their bond forged in late-night study sessions and shared dreams of the future. She was the sister he never had, always pushing him out of his comfort zone with her infectious energy. As he arrived at the party, the summer evening air was warm, carrying the scent of blooming jasmine. Elena spotted him immediately, her dark curls bouncing as she rushed over, pulling him into a hug. "Gyro, you made it! Come on, Marcus is dying to show off the ring!" She led him through the crowd, introducing him to a few unfamiliar faces, Marcus's cousins and some mutual friends from work. The atmosphere was jubilant, toasts clinking and stories flowing freely. Later, as the group settled into a circle of chairs overlooking the city skyline, Elena's bridesmaids-to-be gathered around her. There was Sophia, with her sharp wit and impeccable style, Lena, the quiet artist who always had a sketchbook handy, and Tara, the adventurous one who traveled the world for her job. They were poring over bridal magazines, debating dress styles and color schemes. Elena glanced at Gyro, who was nursing a drink nearby, and a mischievous grin spread across her face. "Hey, Gyro!" she called out, waving him over. "You've got that slim build, almost like one of the girls. What if you tried on a bridesmaid dress with us? It'd be hilarious! Come on, for fun. The shop we're going to tomorrow has a whole rack of samples." The group erupted in laughter, and Gyro felt his cheeks flush. He was used to Elena's teasing, but this felt different. At 5'9", with a lean frame and blonde hair that fell just past his shoulders, something he'd grown out on a whim during a backpacking trip, he could see why she'd joke about it. "You're kidding, right?" he said, trying to play it cool, but the others egged him on, Sophia chiming in. "Oh, it'd be epic! Think of the photos!" Reluctantly, Gyro agreed, more to appease Elena than anything else. The next day, they piled into Sophia's car and headed to the bridal boutique, a charming storefront with mannequins draped in silks and satins. The consultant, a cheerful woman named Rosa, raised an eyebrow at the request, but smiled indulgently. "Why not? Fashion is for everyone. Let's find something that fits." In the fitting room, surrounded by mirrors and the soft rustle of fabrics, Gyro slipped into the teal chiffon gown they'd picked out. It was a floor-length number with a fitted bodice and flowing skirt, the color shimmering like ocean waves. As he adjusted the straps, something unexpected happened. The fabric hugged his frame gently, the chiffon whispering against his skin in a way that felt right. He turned to look in the mirror, and for a moment he didn't recognize the person staring back. The gown accentuated curves he hadn't noticed before, and with his blonde hair framing his face, there was a softness, a grace that stirred something deep inside. Elena and the others burst into applause when he stepped out, but their jokes faded as they saw his expression. "Whoa, Gyro, you look amazing," Elena said, her voice softening. "Like, really good." Sophia nodded. "It's like it was made for you." He laughed it off, changing back quickly, but the feeling lingered. That night, alone in his apartment, Gyro couldn't shake it. The mirror in his bathroom seemed to mock him, showing the same old reflection, jeans and a t-shirt, blonde hair tied back haphazardly. But the memory of the gown's embrace unlocked a flood of suppressed thoughts. Memories from childhood, when he'd secretly admired his mother's dresses, or the times in college when he'd felt out of place in men's clothing. Was this what he'd been ignoring all along? The next week, driven by an impulse he couldn't ignore, Gyro found himself browsing online, his heart pounding. He ordered an emerald green evening dress, simple yet elegant, with a halter neck and a skirt that flared gently. When it arrived, he tried it on in the privacy of his room, the fabric cool and inviting. It fit perfectly, the green complementing his blonde hair and fair skin. Standing there, he felt a sense of peace wash over him. This wasn't just a joke anymore. He began practicing makeup, starting with tutorials on his phone. Foundation to even his tone, eyeliner to define his eyes, lipstick in a soft rose shade. It was clumsy at first, smudged lines and uneven applications. But with each attempt, it got better. He experimented with his blonde hair, styling it in loose waves that framed his face femininely. The name Kaya came to him one evening, inspired by a book he'd read about strong women in mythology. It felt fitting, a new identity emerging. As weeks turned into months, Kaya dove deeper into her transition. She confided in Elena first, over coffee at their favorite cafe. "Remember that dress-fitting day? It changed everything for me," she admitted, her voice steady but vulnerable. Elena's eyes widened, then filled with tears as she reached across the table. "Oh, Gyro, Kaya, I'm here for you. Whatever you need." With Elena's support, Kaya started hormone therapy, consulting a doctor who specialized in transgender care. The changes were gradual. Softer skin, subtle shifts in her features, but they affirmed her path. She updated her wardrobe, filling it with skirts, blouses, and dresses that made her feel alive. No more going back. This was her now, fully and irrevocably. She attended support group meetings, held in a community center downtown. There she met others on similar journeys. Rachel, a teacher in her 30s with a warm smile. Jordan, a non-binary artist who shared tips on voice training. And Emily, a young professional navigating workplace transitions. They swapped stories late into the evening, the room filled with empathy and encouragement. Kaya shared her dress-fitting anecdote, and the group nodded knowingly. "That moment of clarity," Rachel said. "It's like a door opening you can't close." At home, Kaya practiced her new routines. Mornings began with skincare, applying moisturizer and sunscreen before makeup. She learned to walk in heels, starting with low ones and working up, the click-clack on her apartment floor becoming a soundtrack of progress. Her blonde hair grew longer, and she visited a salon for the first time as Kaya, asking for layers that enhanced her feminine look. The stylist, a kind woman named Mia, her name was Lila, complimented her, saying, "This style suits you perfectly." Work presented challenges. Kaya was a graphic designer at a small firm, and coming out to her colleagues was nerve-wracking. She prepared a speech, heart racing as she stood in the break room during a team meeting. "I've been going through some changes," she explained. "And I'd like you to call me Kaya from now on. She, her pronouns." There were surprised looks, but her boss, Mr. Harlan, nodded supportively.
"We're behind you, Kaya. Let us know how we can help."
Not everyone was immediately on board. A few awkward silences and misgenderings, but over time, acceptance grew. She designed her own business cards with her new name, feeling a surge of pride each time she handed one out. Socially, things evolved too. Elena included her in bridal party activities, now as one of the bridesmaids. They shopped for accessories, Kaya trying on earrings and necklaces that sparkled against her emerald dress. The group dynamic shifted subtly. Conversations flowed more naturally, with Kaya sharing insights on fashion she'd never voiced before. Tara even invited her on a weekend hike, where they talked about life's twists while traversing forest trails. Kaya wore comfortable leggings and a tunic, her blonde hair tied in a ponytail, feeling the sun on her face as her true self. As the wedding approached, Kaya focused on her physical transition. Regular appointments with her endocrinologist monitored her progress, adjusting dosages to ensure safety. She joined a yoga class tailored for transgender individuals, finding solace in the meditative poses that helped her connect with her body. The instructor, a serene woman named Grace, emphasized mindfulness, and Kaya left each session feeling more centered. Emotionally, there were ups and downs. Nights when doubt crept in, she journaled, pouring out fears of judgment or regret. But waking up each morning, slipping into a dress or skirt, reaffirmed her choice. She couldn't imagine going back. The thought of male attire felt alien now. Her apartment reflected this shift. Mirrors adorned with affirming sticky notes, a vanity table stocked with cosmetics, and a closet bursting with feminine clothes. Elena and Marcus's wedding day arrived in a whirlwind of excitement. The venue was a picturesque garden estate, arches of white roses framing the aisle. Kaya had chosen to attend as her authentic self, no longer as a groomsman but integrated into the bridal party. She wore the emerald green evening dress she'd bought secretly, its fabric swishing elegantly as she moved. Her blonde hair was styled in soft curls, makeup subtle yet enhancing, mascara lengthening her lashes, a touch of blush on her cheeks. Arriving early, she helped with final preparations, adjusting Elena's veil and sharing a quiet moment with her friend. "You look radiant," Elena whispered, squeezing her hand. "I'm so proud of you, Kaya." The ceremony was beautiful. Vows exchanged under a canopy of blooming flowers, tears and applause mingling. At the reception, Kaya danced with the group, her gown flowing as she twirled. She felt eyes on her, not judgmental, but curious and kind. Marcus pulled her aside later, thanking her for being there.
"You've always been family,"
he said.
"This version of you? It's inspiring."
As the night wore on, Kaya stepped out onto a balcony for fresh air, the stars twinkling above. She reflected on her journey, from that joking dress fitting to this moment of belonging. But as she leaned on the railing, her phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. "I saw you at the wedding. We need to talk about who you really are." Her heart skipped a beat, a chill running down her spine. Who could it be, and what did they know? The party continued inside, laughter echoing, but Kaya stood frozen, the message's implication hanging like a shadow over her newfound joy. She slipped the phone back into her purse, determined not to let it ruin the evening, yet unable to shake the unease. As she rejoined the celebration, questions swirled in her mind, hinting at challenges yet to come. The days following the wedding blurred into a routine of normalcy, but that mysterious message lingered. Kaya tried to trace the number, but it led nowhere. A burner phone, perhaps. She confided in Elena during a post-wedding brunch, the two of them sipping mimosas at a sunny cafe. "It could be nothing," Elena reassured. "Maybe a wrong number, or a prank." But Kaya wasn't convinced. The wording felt too pointed. Back at work, she threw herself into projects, designing logos for a new client, a nonprofit focused on LGBTQ+ advocacy. The irony wasn't lost on her. Here she was, creating visuals that empowered others while grappling with her own uncertainty. Her colleagues noticed her distraction. One coworker, a friendly guy named Theo, asking if everything was okay. "Just wedding hangover," she joked, but inside, worry gnawed. To cope, Kaya deepened her involvement in the support group. At the next meeting, she shared the incident, the room falling quiet as others offered advice. Rachel suggested reporting it to authorities if it escalated, while Jordan recommended changing her number.
"Protect your peace,"
they said. Inspired, Kaya started a self-defense class, learning basic techniques in a women-only group. The physical exertion helped, her body growing stronger alongside her resolve. Socially, she expanded her circle. Tara introduced her to a book club, where they discussed novels with strong female protagonists. Kaya contributed insights from her unique perspective, her blonde hair catching the light as she animatedly debated plot points. One member, a writer named Fiona, became a fast friend, inviting her to writing workshops. There, Kaya penned short stories about transformation, channeling her experiences into fiction. Romantically, hints of interest emerged. At a gallery opening Lena hosted, Kaya met a charming photographer named Devin. He complimented her dress, a flowing maxi in sapphire blue, and they chatted about art and travel. His easy smile made her blush, but she kept things light, not ready to dive in amid the uncertainty. The messages continued sporadically, each one cryptic. "Your secret isn't safe." Kaya blocked numbers, but new ones appeared. She visited a cybersecurity expert, a friend of Sophia's, who scanned her devices for breaches. "Looks clean," he said, "but be vigilant." Paranoia set in. She double-checked locks, varied her routes home. Amid this, her transition progressed. Hormone levels stabilized, bringing emotional balance and physical changes like fuller hips. She celebrated small victories, buying her first pair of boots that fit perfectly, or receiving a compliment from a stranger on her outfit. Her blonde hair, now a signature, drew admiration, and she experimented with accessories like scarves and hats. Family dynamics shifted too. Kaya came out to her parents over a video call, her voice steady as she explained. Her mother cried, but with joy, saying, "We've always wanted you happy." Her father took longer, but eventually sent a care package of books on transgender experiences. Siblings rallied, planning a visit to celebrate. Professionally, opportunities arose. Her boss promoted her to lead designer, praising her creativity. She mentored a new intern, a young woman named Zoe, sharing tips on balancing work and personal growth. "Authenticity fuels the best art," Kaya advised. Yet the threats escalated. One evening, returning from yoga, she found an envelope under her door. No stamp, just her name scrawled. Inside, a photo of her from the wedding, circled in red. Panic surged. She called Elena, who rushed over. Together, they went to the police, filing a report. The officer, a stern but empathetic woman named Officer Reyes, promised to investigate. "Stalking isn't taken lightly," she said. With security measures in place, new locks, a doorbell camera, Kaya refused to hide. She attended a pride event, marching with friends, her emerald dress a symbol of resilience. Chants of unity filled the air, bolstering her spirit. As summer faded into fall, Kaya explored new hobbies. She took up gardening, planting herbs on her balcony, the act of nurturing life mirroring her self-care. Cooking classes followed, where she learned to make dishes from scratch, sharing meals with her support network. Romantic sparks with Devin grew. They went on a date, a picnic in the park where he listened intently to her story. "You're incredible," he said, his hand brushing hers. Kaya felt a warmth she hadn't known, but caution lingered. The climax came one rainy night. Another message. Meet me at the old park bench. Midnight. Come alone. Heart pounding, Kaya alerted the police instead of going. Officers staked out the spot, apprehending a figure in the shadows. Her ex-roommate from college, bitter over a long-forgotten grudge, obsessed with exposing her transition. Relief washed over her as the threat ended, but questions remained. Why now? What drove such hatred? Therapy sessions helped unpack it, her counselor guiding her through forgiveness and boundaries. Life normalized. Kaya traveled with Elena and Marcus on their delayed honeymoon, a group trip to the coast, beach days in sundresses, her blonde hair salty from the sea, laughter echoing. She felt free, her journey far from over but solidly hers. Yet, as they returned, a new email arrived from an unfamiliar address. This isn't finished. Watch your back. The words sent a shiver, hinting at accomplices or deeper mysteries. Kaya stared at the screen, determination stealing her gaze, ready for whatever came next. In the ensuing weeks, Kaya fortified her life further. She enrolled in advanced self-defense, mastering moves that empowered her. Her support group expanded, hosting events where she spoke about resilience. Transitions aren't just physical, she shared. They're about claiming your narrative. Work thrived. She landed a major contract designing for a fashion line inclusive of all genders. Collaborating with models, she drew from her experiences, ensuring representations were authentic. Friendships deepened. Fiona co-authored a story with her, publishing it in a local magazine. The piece, about a character discovering their true self through clothing, resonated widely. With Devon, things blossomed into a relationship. Dates turned intimate in emotion, sharing dreams under starlit skies. He respected her pace, his presence a steady anchor, but the new threats persisted. Anonymous calls, vague warnings. Officer Reyes updated her. We're tracing leads, but it's sophisticated. Kaya hired a private investigator, uncovering links to online hate groups targeting trans individuals. Undeterred, she advocated publicly, joining panels and writing articles. Her voice grew stronger, blonde hair a beacon in photos. One evening at a fundraiser, she met a journalist interested in her story. This could expose them, the journalist said. Kaya agreed, but as she left, a shadowed figure watched from across the street, phone in hand. The story aired, garnering support but also backlash. Messages flooded, mostly positive, but one stood out.
You think you've won?
Meet at the cafe tomorrow. This time, with police backup, Kaya went. The figure was a young man, remorseful, admitting he was coerced by the group. They're planning something big, he warned before being taken in. The revelation pointed to a larger network. As authorities delved deeper, Kaya prepared for the storm, her emerald dress hanging in the closet as a reminder of her beginning. Seasons changed, and Kaya marked her one-year transition anniversary with a small party. Friends toasted to her courage, but amid the joy, a package arrived. Unmarked, containing a single teal fabric swatch, like the original gown. Her pulse quickened. Was it a taunt or a sign? As she held it, the fabric's softness evoked that first moment, but now laced with mystery. The group fell silent, realizing the implications. What new chapter was unfolding? Hope you enjoyed the story so far. The rest will be available on Patreon.